She messaged me, saying I'm not adventurous, you don't catch me off guard like you used to. I shot back, you're right. Then, out of nowhere, I went ahead and terminated her mobile service that was listed under my name. Her shock hit hard when her device shut down right in the middle of an Instagram clip ranting about how dull I've become. Original thread. I, 29 male, just axed my partner Mia's 27 mobile contract while she was smack in the act of sharing how unexciting I am. The synchronization was spot on. We've shared our lives for 3 years, cohabiting for the past one. Recently, every chat boils down to how I'm overly routine and lack that spark of impulse. Keep in mind, this critique comes from a woman whose version of adventure is picking between a couple of photo effects on Instagram. Our 3-year milestone was just last week. I arranged a meal at this cozy Italian spot, picked up her go-to blooms, and even penned a heartfelt note. Her reaction: "This mirrors what you pulled off a year ago. Can't you mix it up a bit?" The gripes kept building. "You stick to the identical path to the office. You grab the same sandwich each Tuesday. You never leap into anything without mapping it out first. Other guys whisk their partners away to places like Paris on a whim. Sure, but those other guys aren't covering their partner's cellular bill, auto coverage, and a chunk of the housing costs because she's chasing her dream gig as a social media personality with a modest 3,400 fans. The day before, while I was on the clock, she fired off this message. "You're not adventurous. You don't catch me off guard anymore. It's like sharing space with a machine. Perhaps it's time to rethink us if you can't inject some thrill into my days." I paused over it for a moment, then keyed in accurate. She fired back, "That's all, merely accurate, exactly my point. Zero passion, zero push to evolve." I left it hanging. Rather, I accessed my carrier's portal. Her number sat there as it had for 2 years running. I'd tacked it on back when she was short on funds for her own setup. Only for a spell, she'd promised. I hit delete line and chose instant cutoff. The verification notice pinged at 2:47 in the afternoon. By 2:52, my office line, the one she doesn't know, lit up with pings from assorted contacts. Her circle, all in a frenzy. Mia's gadget just went dark during her live about partnership woes. "Did you pull the trigger?" I silenced my work device, rolled in at 6. Mia was parked on the sofa with our iPad, cheeks flushed in fury. "You killed my mobile." On impulse, I replied, caught off guard. "That's not impulse, that's spiteful. You mentioned craving surprises. You griped I never act without forethought. This was pure off the cuff. Spotted your message, got a jolt of motivation. Dove right in. My livelihood's tied to that device, my social feeds, my network. Your social feeds persist. You merely require fresh service to log in. I can't swing a mobile bill. You're aware. Seems like prime time for impulsive fixes." She rose, trembling. "This crosses into mistreatment. You can't sever my lifeline. I haven't. You've got the iPad. You've got the network. You've got a notebook. I merely halted funding your wireless. That's monetary mistreatment." "Nah, monetary mistreatment would be blocking you from securing your own wireless. You're at liberty to hit up any provider this instant. They're available till 8. Using which funds? Funds from your content creation, the promo gigs you hype up. Quiet." We both recognized her prior promo was for a smile brightener that netted her $50 ages ago. "I'm reaching out to my mother," she declared. Via what, I queried. The expression that washed over her when it dawned she couldn't manage that. That was the jolt I'd crafted all afternoon, unplanned. Follow-up one, following morning. The sense of deserving has erupted dramatically. Mia's mother, Denise, arrived at 7 sharp. Evidently, Mia had trekked to the adjacent house to borrow their line overnight. Denise was far from pleased. "How could you cut my child off?" She cut herself loose when she deemed my steady backing beneath her, but my cash just fine. She's crafting her path. After 3 years, most paths advance somewhat by then. You're manipulating her via dollars. I'm not manipulating a thing. I'm simply ceasing to cover her wireless. She's grown up. Mia lingered behind her mother, grinning as if she'd scored a point. Then Denise uttered the key phrase. "Fine, I'll slot her onto my package." Mia's expression crumpled. "Mother, your package caps at like 2 gigs of data. That's ample. I require no less than 50 gigs for my material." 50. That's 200 monthly. Spot on, I noted. "I've covered that for 2 years straight." Denise pivoted to Mia. "You claimed he was just handling a simple package." The pure bliss of witnessing Mia confess to her mother about downplaying my monetary aid. Exquisite. Yet the prime show kicked off when Mia aimed to rescue her online presence. Tapping our home network on her notebook, she shared a tearjerker on Instagram about monetary control and domineering tactics. Linked every abuse awareness tag. Issue. She overlooked that I track her backup profile where she tests her clips. Uploaded the identical tale there initially with the note gauging reactions. Which vibe draws more pity, victimhood, or strength? I captured that screen right away. Her primary share gained some buzz until a follower probed, "Why can't you cover 30 for a starter wireless if you're a creator?" Her comeback, "It's beyond funds. It's the stance." Another, "The stance of footing your own bill like an adult." The replies spiraled from there. Then Mia's closest pal Kayla rang my personal line, the one I fund solo. "You gotta sort this." Sort what? She's unraveling. She can't operate sans her device. Burger joints are staffing up. They supply earpieces. Not amusing. She's risking sponsor gigs. Which sponsor gigs? Site one. Extended quiet. She's negotiating with multiple firms. She's been negotiating since day one. I'm over bankrolling her illusions. You'll rue this when she bolts. Kayla, she already warned that. Yesterday, pre-wireless cutoff. She's not bolting. She can't bankroll it. The highlight. Mia attempted to tap our joint streaming service for a show and found I'd shifted to the solo view tier. My view. Right now streaming reruns at the desk. She had to eye me eyeing the screen on the iPad as she perched there, device-free and stream-free. "This is small-minded," she yelled. "This is adventurous," I clarified. "I'm erratically tweaking our subscriptions on a whim. Thrilling, right?" She hurled a cushion my way. I snagged it. Routine, I quipped. She bolted to the sleeping quarters. Our sleeping quarters that I'd fund the lease for. Follow-up 2, 3 days on. Mia's air of superiority hit fresh peaks, but in the most absurd manners. Day 2. She aimed to leverage online platforms sans device. Staged intricate image sessions via our iPad but required network to upload. Began hitting cafes for gratis access. Dropped 7 on a brew to share 1 snap on self-reliance. The contradiction escaped her. Day 3. Her mother relented and handed her a basic clamshell device for calls and messages alone. Mia shared about it on Instagram via the iPad, dubbing it tech simplicity and favoring moments over screens. A commenter noted, "Weren't you just sharing yesterday on needing a device for gigs?" She erased the note. But here's the peak. Mia resolved to seize her budget, proclaimed she was landing employment, actual employment. Her mother beamed with pride, even assisted her in submitting for promo roles. Then an alert from a firm I'd chatted with last month landed. They sought to confirm my partner's work record since she'd named me as a contact and asserted she'd handled my online promo for 3 years. I answered truthfully, she has never worked for me in any role. She sometimes snaps meal pics. She missed the spot. Mia learned via a ring to her clamshell. The breakdown was legendary. "You undermined me. You falsified your form." "It wasn't false. I oversee your online promo. I lack online promo. That's 'cause I suggested against it." "You suggested against it to shield from your past flames spotting me. That's not oversight. That's doubt." She broke into sobs. "Genuine ones this round. Why such harshness?" "I'm not harsh, I'm forthright. For 3 years I've fueled your daydream, over it." "So then, you aim for me on the streets?" "No, I aim for you working, or heading back to family. Or sorting it like fellow grown-ups. You've shifted. You were once backing, I was once a pushover. You griped on that too, recall? Said I bent too far." She had zilch to counter. Then the ultimate play. Mia fired up the iPad and messaged my mother via social network. Claiming I was harsh, domineering, that she feared me. My mother rang at once. "Is Mia all right? She's firing off alarming notes." "She's solid, Mom. I just quit funding her wireless." "Ah, merely that? Yep, wise move. That young woman requires a wake-up. Shall I bar her?" "Nah, let her air it. Perhaps capture screens for safety." "Done so. Your father sends regards and says the spare room's yours if required. Cherish my folks." The fear tale crumbled when the adjacent resident rapped. Mia had summoned meal transport but clocked she couldn't add gratuity via her app. Needed to borrow bills. While supposedly in terror, she was fetching rolls. I slipped the transport fellow the gratuity straight. Mia snatched the haul and banged the entry. "I'm relocating." She broadcasted mid-munching $40 of rolls that she'd billed to my card pre-lockout. "All right, by when?" "Soon as I secure a spot." "Fine, lease drops in 7 days. Your share's 900. I'm skipping lease if I'm heading out." "Then you're heading out now? You can't boot me." "I have protections. You're off the agreement. You're a visitor. Who's lingered too long?" The rolls lost their appeal fast. Closing note, 7 days passed. The wrap-up proved even more pitiful than foreseen. Mia burned 4 days scouting pads, meaning scrolling listings on the iPad, and whining that spots ran pricey or distant or lacked prime glow for shoots. Meanwhile, I kicked off impulsive tweaks each day. Swapped the network code pre-shift. She trekked to the brew spot. shuffled the setup while she wandered, whipped up varied suppers nightly over our standard cycle. She griped the spice blend was overly impulsive, quit acting odd. She finally hollered, I figured you craved impulse, not this flavor. Then what kind? Like jolt me with trinkets, getaways, affection. So you'd have me impulsively drop cash on you, not impulsively halt dropping cash on you. She lobbed the clamshell my direction. It ricocheted off the partition. Those gadgets are bulletproof. Day 5, her father Robert rang me, not her mother, her father who'd stayed mute till now. Lad, what's the housing tab? She trails 900 due in 48. She's resided gratis. She chips in via vibes, supposedly. He exhaled. I'll cover this cycle, but she's returning post that. Thanks, Robert. No, thanks for tolerating her this span. Denise fostered this. I'm through. Day 6. Mia commenced boxing, leisurely, theatrically, snapping each piece for her relocation saga shares via the iPad on Cafe Network, while sinking 12 on brews billed to her mother's crisis card. Day 7. This afternoon, the big send-off. Mia orchestrated a lavish farewell image session in the flat, summoned Qley for shots, wardrobe swaps, heartfelt stances by the pane, even a frame with a lone droplet tracing her face. I need your device for the Glow Tool app, she told Qley, my power's fading. Then we'll tap his. She truly sought to use my device for snaps in her freedom tale. That'd be erratic of me. I noted but declined. The session pressed on Sans' ideal glow. Robert pulled up with a hauler at midday. Streamlined, subdued, just began stacking crates. Father, mind that piece. It's my glow ring. You mean the glow ring Greg gifted last holiday? It was a present. That you're hauling? Indeed. Robert eyed me. I lifted shoulders. It was a present. He shook his crown and persisted stacking. The final crate was in by 2. Mia hovered at the threshold, plainly awaiting a thing. A sweeping, affectionate move. Me pleading her stay? So that's the end, she voiced. Appears so. You're truly allowing my exit. I'm not allowing or denying. You're opting to exit. You altered it all. You wrecked our bond. I quit funding your wireless. The rest was your fallout from that. You'll rue this, perhaps. But routinely I'll bankroll counseling now sans your upkeep. She aimed to bang the entry with flair, but it sports a gentle shut hinge. It merely closed softly. I peered from the pane as they rolled off. She rode shotgun, attempting a mirror shot with her clamshell. Robert pinged me later. She sought funds for a fresh flagship. I chuckled. She's icing me out now, grateful for the 3-year endurance. You're a gem. Curveball. Mia's return home share from her notebook at family digs via their network drew odd buzz. Seems 3 other fellows noted spins on. Hold up. You claimed solo status, with captures of fresh chats where she bantered with them amid our union. Her fan tally plunged 900 in hours. She messaged from her clamshell. This ties back to you somehow. I skipped reply, barred her digits, on impulse. I'm lounging in my serene flat, streaming any pic on the service, munching flakes for evening meal. Tuesday's broth day, but I'm veering off script, and sensing calm. My pal Jake noted I should have shown her the exit ages back, spot on. But eyeing her collapse over wireless was strangely gratifying. I gleaned a lesson, though. When folks gripe you're dull, they often just crave more amusement from you. And when they claim you're not adventurous, they mean you're not adventurously forking over funds for them. The flat seems vaster. Planning to adventurously savor my nook and my funds a while. Oh, a note. Her profile tag now reads Business Starter, Tech Simplifier, Bird Reborn from Embers. Her latest share tallies 47 thumbs, one from her mother who added land work. Even Denise has tapped out. Tweak. For those inquiring, yep, I retain the glow ring. Impulsively chose to deploy it for office video meets. My superior noted I appear quite polished now. Tweak 2. Mia dropped a short video on fleeing monetary control. It clocks 132 eyes, and every note breaks down how covering your tabs counts as control. She axed it. Tweak 3. Robert wired me 50 via app, noting session share for handling my kid. I'm pocketing it.